In today's video, I'd like to share the testimonies of two people who had nearly identical visions about the tribulation. Without further ado, let's delve into their testimonies.
Is that there is no prayer covering, there is no sense of peace, there is no joy, it is absolute chaos. And this man has a sense that whenever everybody looks at him, when everybody is gazing upon him, a falseness of a peace is what I want to say. He brings a peace when he's on the TV. He brings a sense of comfort that everybody wants to follow him so quickly because they're so scared and everybody's so tormented. They all turn to him so quickly out of that peace that he brings, but it's dirty. It's I don't know how to describe it, but so he's on the TV and he's telling everybody what happened to the Christians, and so then I see people in Iran, Iraq area over there, Pakistan, that area over there. They were rejoicing. And they were all calling out and saying, the Mahadim has come. The Mahadim has come. And I don't know what that means. I have studied it now a little bit more. And so I don't know what I'm allowed to say about all this, as far as on YouTube and what will be allowed. I don't want my video to get flagged. But they were calling it the Mahadim. They were calling him the Mahadim. And so everybody was calling him the Mahadim. And so he was Middle Eastern. He was a Muslim. I know this because he said he was. And he had a okay, I won't get to that part yet. Okay, this is what happens next. I see him come on TV. And he's telling everybody to bring their Bibles in to the stadiums, into these areas. He said, if you see a Bible, it is mandated by law that everybody brings these Bibles into these areas. And so it was like courthouses, places like that. They were all like police stations, things like that. He brings these Bibles in and they start stacking them up. Big shelves full. There was thousands, millions of Bibles. It was everywhere, and everybody just willfully they just did it. They just brought in the Bibles, and I remember seeing them everywhere. There were stacks and stacks of Bibles everywhere, and so they would write down your name on a piece of paper of who brought the Bible and what it was or whatever. And he told everybody, if you want to come and check out the Bible and look at it, it's okay. We'll let you. It was a trick though, because whenever the people came in and they wrote on the paper, check out to look at their Bible that they brought in, if they wanted to look at it again, you were marked even more so. And so it was like you're being watched. It was a surveillance state. It was really weird. And so it was like a library is what I want to call it. Within a couple of months, I would say, I saw a football field with Bibles probably 3 or 4 stories high. It was massive, just massive. They were all being burned. All of the Bibles were burned by order of him. They were all, like I said, they were all, the gasoline was all over them. They were throwing them fire, and it was incredible. This massive amounts of smoke, and the Bible's all burning.
And then I fast forward in time again to a time where they were burning Bibles. And then God just helped me to remember this verse. Those who try to keep their life will lose it, and those who try to lose their life will preserve it. And then I saw this woman. She said, "No, don't take my Bible. I will not let you take my Bible. This is my precious Bible." So then they killed her. But before the weapon hit her, God took her spirit up. I saw her spirit taken by the hand of God to heaven before she was struck by a bullet. So she did not experience pain or death. Then I see a second vision where this man, he was holding the Bible. He said, "Here, take it. I will give this Bible to live." But what happened next is that all of a sudden, his mind went blank, and then he acted like a zombie, and then he had no reaction, no feelings. He was just a plain zombie looking in midair, and then he walks around while something in his brain tells him to do. And then, as you can see, AI is like controlling them, and it's so amazing that one AI is controlling like the whole universe.
So these men would give them an ultimatum. And I saw a woman, and she had these two children. It was a boy and a girl that were born during the tribulation. They were probably 3 years old, 4 years old, maybe more. They were talking. So they were younger, maybe 5. And they said, "We're going to give the children the chip first. And if you don't deny your Jesus, we're going to cut your kids' heads off. We're going to cut their heads off." So, or you can take the chip. But they gave them an ultimatum. And so the dad said, "No, we're not taking the mark. We'll die." So, do you need to take a break?
No.
Okay. I'm talking to my son. The dad said, "We're not taking the mark." And the mother said, "No, you can't cut my baby's heads off." Because the man had this huge sickle, this huge sword in his hand. And he was getting ready he had the baby's head like this. And he was getting ready to just go and slice that kid's head off right there. There was no mercy. There was no conscience about it. It was just the way it was. And the dad cried out and said, "No, you must not take the mark." And when he said that, they cut his head off right there. And I'm talking, it fell and rolled at my feet, and I could smell his blood. That's how it was that awful. Jesus stood there with me the whole time, and he never made a comment about it. He just told me to look. And so I looked, and I watched the woman, and she said, "I'll take the mark. I'll take it. I'll take the chip. Don't take their heads." And this is what is so incredible. It's absolutely amazing about this part. They take this chip, and instantaneously those children were crying because they just saw their dad die right in front of them. And the mom is crying, and she's bawling her eyes out because she saw her husband die right in front of her. And the moment she takes the chip, the baby, the two children and her instantaneously lose emotion. They don't have any emotion on their face. They totally lose the crying. It's like they went like a zombie right there in front of me. Their minds and everything had a piece again. It's like the chip sent a piece to their brain somehow. And I don't know how. All I know is the chip did something to them, and it made them calm. It put off some kind of endorphin in them, and they just went like cold in their face. Whoo, like they're not there. It's like, "Hello, you're not there." And they were not crying anymore about him anymore. It's like they didn't care.
After watching the video, what are your thoughts? Feel free to leave your comments below.